Hey everybody, it's George Carroll, and welcome to episode 2 of SuccessFull, where success meets fulfillment. And every single Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we come here and we meet here and we share our successes for the week, because we know that when we focus on the things that are going well, we're going to get more things that are going well. Isn't that right, sir? The things that we focus on are the things that we bring into our lives, and so SuccessFull is an opportunity for me to add value to your world. What's up, Matt? For me to add value to your world by offering some great content, some insights on goal setting and achieving your goals, and also for us to have a discussion and have a celebration of the things that are going well in your world. So as you are kind of piling into this video feed, make sure that you like the video, that you share it with your friends, and invite them to come over and let's celebrate together, because my man here, Callan Fox Carroll, wants to celebrate with us. As you see, he's got his Roombas. I call it his DNA toy. As you can see, it's kind of got some helixes on it, some DNA. Here you go, buddy. Sorry, I didn't mean to take that from you. And he's going to be celebrating with us throughout the time. So welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're just joining us for episode number 2, we have a special guest. Callan Fox is in the house, and he's going to come celebrate some of our wins. So over the next 30 minutes to 45 minutes or so, we're going to celebrate wins. I'm going to ask you to share, and I'm going to ask you to share the things that you're grateful for, share the things that you're celebrating, and in fact, even right now, as you're watching this video, make a list of 5 things that you're celebrating from this past week so that you can share them in the comments below. And so share them below directly. So we'll get started here in just a couple of minutes. As people join us on this live feed, they'll be able to say hello to Mr. Callan Fox here, and we'll see how long he is behaving for, because we never know at 5.5 months, how crazy he's going to be. So if you're just joining us, welcome to this week's episode, where we're going to explore, should you share your goals in public? And really it depends on 2 factors that I'm going to share with you, 2 very important factors that I'm going to share with you. And so there's a concept that I'm going to be talking about. Callan is already celebrating. He's celebrating that he gets food anytime he wants, basically. So there's a concept I'm going to be sharing called, what's up, Dak J? How you doing, man? There's a concept that we're going to be talking about called goal enthusiasm dilution. And I think you know what I mean when I say that. Goal enthusiasm dilution. I'll be sharing that a little bit later in the show. Oh man, he dropped his toy. You dropped your toy, sir. What are you going to do now? What you going to do now, huh? You want to say hi to our friends? Say, hey, everybody. He said, no, Dad, I want my toy. I want my toy. Hi, Adele Newton. Thanks for joining us. All right, guys, so if you're just joining us, what we're doing, we're starting off by sharing our successes for the week. Give me a second. Let me grab the man's toy, because he's going to be thinking about it for a while. So hold on tight. Hold on tight, friends. I'll be there in a minute. Welcome, Gail Shem Taub. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, but welcome. Callan says welcome too. I got to get the man's toy. Put my mic back on. Here we are. We're live and uncut here with Callan Fox Carroll. We're sharing. We lost our toy again. We're sharing our successes, our celebrations for the week, our wins for the week, and I'll also be sharing some content about, should you share your goals in public? So what we want to do is just introduce yourself, like this video, give me some likes, give me some love, share it with your network so that we can get a whole bunch of people over here sharing the goodness. Because as we've talked about, what's up, Quaz? Good to see you, sir. Hey, Celine. As we talked about, what we focus on is what we tend to get more of, what we tend to create more of. And when we focus on what's going really good, we tend to get more really good stuff. But when we focus on what's not going so well, we tend to get the stuff that's not going so well. So the key is, every single week, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, it's an opportunity for us to come together and celebrate. For us to come together and look at the past week and say, hey, this kicked ass, this kicked ass, this kicked ass, this kicked ass. And then we start to stack those experiences, and it starts to give us a little swagger. It starts to give us a little excitement, a little enthusiasm, a little bit of a shift in our energetic standpoint to see that, hey, things are actually going pretty well. I actually had a pretty good week, because it's really easy to look at the things that aren't going well. It's really easy to look at the things that, could have happened better. It's really easy to do that. And what's that, sir? He's excited. The man is excited. I'm telling you right now, he's not excited about not having his toy. So we're going to get that right here. And so the key is, how do we consistently focus on what's going well versus what's not going well? The man dropped his toy again. All right, sir. What's the deal? Do you not want to be on the show? Tell him. Do you not want to be on the show? By the way, give Callan a like if you think he's just the cutest thing ever. Isn't he just the cutest thing ever? So thanks for the loving, guys. I appreciate it. So we're going to focus on celebrating our successes. So in the comments below, share some things that went really well for you this week. You know, look back into the week, really think about, okay, what went well? What am I celebrating? And it could be small wins, they could be big wins, they could be medium-sized wins. I don't care what size the wins are. You just want to make sure to share them and get them into your mindset. Hey, Tara. Get them into your mindset so that you're stacking those wins on top of each other. Think about it this way. You can either stack the losses that you've had for the week or the things that didn't go well, or you can stack the wins for your week and the things that did go well. And whatever you choose to stack, whatever side you stack your experiences on is what you're going to attract and create and move toward even faster. So every single Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we're going to come together and we're going to share our wins, we're going to share our successes, we're going to share what's going well, we're going to share our gratitudes for the week. Awesome. All right, so we got a celebration here, folks. Matt Lunsell says he's got a new job and it's going really good, being pushed out of his comfort zone, but all is good stuff. Right on, Matt. Congratulations, man. Give Matt some love, guys. Give Matt some love. Give Matt some likes. Congratulations, Matt. So here's a fun story about comfort zones. So many of you know Chuck Yeager is the man who invented Jägermeister. Oh, no, wait. He didn't invent Jägermeister. Chuck Yeager actually broke the sound barrier. And the two gentlemen, the two pilots who tried to break the sound barrier, we got another celebration. Celine and Julian says, new clients. Awesome, Celine. Congratulations. Give Celine some likes, guys. We got to celebrate her successes as well. And so the two men that went up into the air to try to break the sound barrier, they went up and they started hitting these really fast Mach speeds, right? And as they hit these Mach speeds, their planes have this like massive resistance. Oh, good burp, buddy, good burp. Their planes have this massive resistance, and the men had never experienced this before in the plane, so they pulled back the engines and both planes blew up. And Chuck Yeager, knowing this, goes up into the air and he says, well, I'll have a choice. You know, when I get to that resistance point, he's like, I can either pull back or push forward. And so there you go, boy. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. So Chuck Yeager gets in the air and he starts hitting these Mach speeds, right? These speeds of almost breaking the sound barrier. And so as he's reaching those Mach speeds, his plane experiences that same level of resistance that the other two gentlemen did. And he said, I have a choice. I can either push forward into the unknown or I can pull back, and I know what would happen if I did. Exactly. I know. I know. And so Chuck Yeager says he decided to push forward. What's up, Megan? So he decided to push forward, and as he pushes forward, the story goes, all he hears is a loud sonic boom because he had broken the sound barrier, and he heard complete silence after that. And the cool thing about that is that, what's up, Jason? Good to see you, man. The cool thing about that story is that it's very much like us, human beings. When we start to reach our, hey, babe, when we start to reach, our comfort zones, what tends to happen is we start to experience this massive resistance, right? We start to experience this massive resistance in our universe, and as a result of experiencing that massive resistance, hold on, let me hand off the man. Thanks, baby. Kirby will make an appearance someday soon. So as we experience, as we're going toward like our goals and our big dreams and our big visions, what tends to happen is we experience the same level of resistance that those two gentlemen who pulled their planes back and died did. Most people, they get to their comfort zone, the edge of their comfort zone, and all that resistance, they come right back to doing what's comfortable, what's familiar, because it's safe. And so think about anywhere in your life where you've been playing it safe, where you start to expand your comfort zone. What's up, Boz? Good to see you, man. Expand your comfort zone, all of a sudden maybe you're getting ready to start a business. Maybe you're getting ready to jump into a relationship. Maybe you're getting ready to move to a new country like Jason did. Maybe you're getting ready to do something that's really big for you. And when you begin to do that, you hit the edges of your comfort zone. And when that happens, you have a choice. Do you push forward and go into the unknown and experience that personal growth that comes with it? Or do you pull back and go right back to what you were doing before and look for that safety and that familiarity? So you got to check in with yourself of, am I pulling back, or is it time for me to push forward? So right on, guys. I love seeing some of these celebrations. What you want to do is keep your celebrations coming. I'm going to share some of my celebrations with you guys. And I'm also going to share, should you share your goals publicly? Should you share your dreams, your big visions publicly with your peers, your friends, your family on social media? Well, it depends on these two things that I'm going to share with you. And I think many of you know what it is, but you got to pay attention to these two things. So I'm going to share those here in a moment. So what I want you to do is share a success, share a win, and it doesn't even have to be a personal win. It can be, or a professional win. It can be a personal win. You know, did you go on a sweet vacation recently? Did you go? Did you create something? Did you get a new client, like I think Celine said she did? You know, did you get a new job like Matt did? So share your successes. And again, it's all about stacking the wins on top of them so that you stack those into your brain, and your brain begins to believe, oh crap, I'm winning. And that's how you just keep winning, because if you're not celebrating, you're not winning. So you got to find time and find the space to consistently celebrate and also be grateful what you have. It's like 100 degrees here in Portland today, so I'm super grateful for the air conditioner. You know, it works and it keeps us warm. So Boz, all right, here we go. We got a celebration. All right, my friend Boz Johnson says he sold $2,000 per month client and getting them massive results. Right on, Boz. Guys, if you don't know Boz Johnson, get to know him. He's a brilliant entrepreneur, social media strategist, business strategist, awesome guy. Tara Taglienti, she got a lot accomplished this week. Awesome, Tara. What's your favorite thing, the thing that you accomplished that you are most excited about all the things that you accomplished? Congratulations, guys. Give Tara and Boz some likes and lovin's. Make sure you give them some likes and lovin's. And also, if you're just joining us, welcome to episode 2 of SuccessFull, where success and fulfillment meet. And really, this show is all about redefining success and redefining it in a way that works for us individually. You know, in one of the first episodes, we talked about how the mass hypnosis that happens on this planet is mass society defines success as a lot of money or a big mansion or a lot of cars or houses all over the world. And that is one way to define success, but you got to make it winnable for you. You got to define it in a winnable way for you. So in episode 1, we talked about what are some new rules that you can, right on, Boz, what are some new rules? Jason Martinez, we got a celebration, folks. Jason Martinez says he's got a promotion and locked in a new client that can add a few million to the bottom line of business. Right on, Jason. You guys got to get to know Jason. He's a childhood friend of mine. He was my high school quarterback, and we scored a lot of touchdowns together. And we've been great friends for a long time. But he moved to Australia maybe 10 years ago, met a woman, had some kids, and is doing extremely well in his personal and professional life. So if you guys don't know Jason, you got to get to know the man. Give him some likes, give him some loves. So share your successes, guys. Share your wins. I'll be sharing some more of mine. And in fact, I'll share the first one. So in the next 10 days, I've got 4 speaking engagements in the next 4 days, which is totally awesome. One of them is for, what's up, Aaron J. Simons? One of them is for the Vancouver School District. So I speak to school districts' transportation departments is one of my niches that I speak in. Love you too, Jason. Right on, man. And I'll be speaking to their school bus drivers at their yearly in-service here this week. And then after that, I'm speaking to the Bend Lapine School District for 3 separate departments. So I'm definitely celebrating 4 speaking engagements in the next 10 days, which is totally kick-ass because it's the thing that I love to do the most. So give me some likes and love for that. And also share your wins, guys. Share your successes. Remember, it's all about stacking the wins, stacking the wins, stacking the wins, and unstacking the losses. I mean, the losses are going to happen. Losses are going to happen. The things that you wish would have went well, those are going to happen. I'll share an example here. So Tara says her favorite accomplishment was she came up with 2 slogans for a new client that she loved, both in the first rounds. No more drafts, and then the comment ends. That's awesome, Tara. Congratulations, sister. What's up, Jonathan? Thanks for joining us, my friend. If you're just joining us, we're sharing wins, we're sharing successes, we're sharing celebrations, and we're celebrating each other. So anytime anybody shares a win like Tara just did or like Jason just did, just give them a bunch of likes, guys. Give them a bunch of loves. And that way we can learn to stack the wins and stack the successes. Because if we unstack the losses and unstack the things that aren't going well, all of a sudden our brain begins to turn our attention to all the things that are going well, and we create and take action from a completely different standpoint. So Erin J. Simons, we got a celebration, ladies and gentlemen. Erin J. Simons says she just had a meeting with a yoga studio owner, and she will be teaching hip-hop classes there starting in September. Right on, Erin. Congratulations, homegirl. Give Erin some likes and some loves. Right on, sister. If you guys don't know Erin J. Simons, amazing agent of change. She does some really powerful transformation work for clients, workshops, classes, all of that stuff, and obviously through her new hip-hop classes that she's going to be teaching. Phenomenal woman. You guys got to get to know Erin. Give Erin some likes and some loves up in here. So we're talking about stacking the wins and unstacking the successes. So one example of this was I had one speaking engagement that I thought totally was going to go through. A $3,000 speaking engagement for about an hour and 15 minutes. And I got an email earlier this week on Monday that said they actually went with another speaker. And so something I talk about a lot is rejection tolerance, your ability to receive rejection and utilize it to your advantage. What is your rejection tolerance? The more rejection you can tolerate, the more successful you're going to be, because most people, if they can't handle rejection, they're not going to move forward and ask for the things that they want because they don't want to get told no. And so when I got that news, it kind of hit me, because it was just, in my mind, I had set the expectation that this is a done deal, this is going to happen, and I got the news and it kind of hit me hard. And then I said, wait a minute, let me count the things that are going well. And I literally wrote down all the speaking engagements I have over the next couple of months. And I said, this isn't even a drop in the bucket compared to what's coming. And so it's all about stacking the wins, guys, and unstacking the losses. So you do this as often as you can. When you need a state change or an energy shift, just start counting your blessings, counting the things that you're grateful for. And Gina says, we got a celebration, folks. So get ready to hit the like button. Gina McCarroll says she's so proud to see her sons helping each other and helping mom and dad, family teamwork. Right on, sister. Right on. So many of you know that I have a brand new son, 5.5-month-old Callan Fox. And boy, is he's such a light in our lives. And I know what you mean, Gina, about the team thing. So give Gina some love, guys. What's up, Philip? Guys, if you don't know Philip, get to know Philip. He's an awesome artist and photographer, really amazing guy. Get to know his work. Philip and anybody else just joining us, we're celebrating successes and wins, looking back on the week and counting the things that went well and sharing them publicly here with the group. And here in a moment, hello, Debbie Williams. Thanks for joining us. Here in a moment, we're going to be talking about, should you share your goals in public? You know, should you share your big dreams and your big visions with your friends, your peers, your family? Well, it's going to depend on a couple of things that I'll be sharing. They're very important key factors that I'll be sharing here in a moment. So also, I'm going to love to hear your thoughts on, do you share goals or do you not share goals? Do you kind of keep them quiet and silent to yourself and just go out and create it and do it? Or do you just kind of bleed it all out and say, this is what I'm going after, this is what I'm committed to? It depends on a couple of things, and I'll share those with you in a moment. So if you guys have any celebrations or wins that you want to share, go ahead and share them in the boxes below or in the comment boxes below so we can celebrate you and hit the like button. All right, guys. So the second win that I want to share with you is that I just confirmed that I'll be speaking to my alma mater, my high school, Pueblo East High School, on September 22nd. And that's a huge win for me because it's kind of full circle. You know, I get to go back to the community that raised me. I get to go back to the place where so much of who I am came from, where was born, and it's an opportunity for me to go back and really serve that community again. And it's such a heart win for me because it's, looking back, if I had, hey Kelly Casey, what's going on? Hey Kathy Ray Richards. Guys, if you're just joining us, we're sharing celebrations, we're liking celebrations, loving celebrations, and it's all about stacking the wins and unstacking the losses. All right, guys, so what was I saying? Oh, it's for me, it's such a big heart win to go speak at my old high school because it's all about coming full circle. And if I had, motivational speakers along the way coming in and offering some powerful message about how to be successful, I think as youth, high school, middle school, and even college, if we can hear that message really early in our life, man, is it so exciting. So Kelly is celebrating that she is in Tijuana. Right on, Kelly. Give Kelly some likes and some lovin's. Right on, Kelly. That sounds like a good time. I've been there. Awesome. So share your wins, share your successes, guys, and make sure you hit the like button and the love button and share this post with your friends so that we can come in. So imagine a bunch of people come together, hundreds, maybe even thousands of people over time come together, and we're stacking wins over and over and over again. We're stacking those wins over and over and over again, and we're unstacking the losses. We're learning to increase our rejection tolerance as we talk about. And so that's a big win for me. Another big win for me is I'm actually celebrating my sister, Jessie Carroll. So Jessie, if you're watching this, I love you, sister. About 3 years ago, she left being a prison guard in Sterling, Colorado. She left that industry because she, wanted to do something greater with her life in terms of serving children. And so she left a comfortable salary, a comfortable, retirement plan. She left all of that behind, took all of her savings out of her account, and she started going full steam ahead towards becoming an educator, becoming a teacher, and going through a lot of ups and downs that we all experience along the way. Going through those ups and downs along the way and not feeling like you're going to hit your goal. She recently was hired to teach at a K through 8 school in Greeley, Colorado, and I think she has her first day of teaching August 23rd. So give my sister some likes and loves, guys. She's got more determination than anybody that I know, so I'm celebrating my sister today, and just watching her go through that 3-year journey has been amazing. Hey, Jerry Lee, welcome to episode number 2 of SuccessFull. Thank you, Kathy Ray. I appreciate that. Takes one to know one. Almost, Jerry Lee, almost. Hey, Rocio is in the house. Rocio, if you're just joining us, make sure that you hit the like or the love button, share it with your friends and family, and let's bring a bunch of people in here and let's celebrate. Let's stack the successes and unstack the losses. Now, the next thing that I'm celebrating is the other morning I woke up. It was 4:30. I was working. Sometimes I get up really early. There have been mornings I got up at 2 a.m. and I'm just got the bug to work and go to work. So I'm sitting there. It's 4:30 a.m. and I hear my little man crying in his room. And so I go in there and I pick him up, and he just wants to be held and hugged and loved and cuddled. And so I try to put him down once. He starts crying. He's like, "Pick me up, Dad. Pick me up." So I pick him up again, I hold him, he falls asleep in my arms. I try to put him down in the crib again. He said, "Dad, pick me up, man, pick me up." So I picked him up again, and I held him, and I just surrendered into it. I sat back on the rocker and just got myself comfortable. Then I just rocked away, and as he was sleeping on me, I could feel his whole body just kind of melt into mine, and just really connected with him. And I had this amazing download of a new mastermind that I'm going to be launching in 2017 called the Adventure Academy for Achievers, and I'll tell you more about that in 2017. It's a long ways off, but it's a really amazing concept that hit me that I'm really excited to put the pieces together. I've already called some of the places that I'm going to be doing retreats in Colorado and here in Portland, and putting the moving parts together. So really excited for that. So that's a huge win that I'm celebrating. So Rocio and Jerry Lee, we want to hear your wins. We want to hear your celebrations. And here in a moment, I'm going to share, should you share your goals? Thanks, Aaron. I appreciate that. Should you share your goals publicly? Let me grab some water. I'm getting a little cotton mouth here. Should you share your goals publicly, or should you wait? Should you hold them silently? And it really depends on these two key factors that I'm going to be telling you about here in a minute. And I'm also going to be sharing something that I call goal enthusiasm dilution. And I think you know what I mean if you piece the words together. I think you'll know what I mean. Thanks, Tara. I appreciate that. So guys, we're stacking wins, we're celebrating. Share your successes, share your wins, small wins, medium wins, big wins, share them all, and make sure that you're consciously taking in those wins, and so your brain begins to think, I'm a winner, because we want to be a winner, don't we? All right, so share your successes. And the last success that I have for you that I want to share, oh wait, we got a celebration. Jerry Lee George says she just got home from the hospital. BP under control, blood pressure under control. Good news, Jerry Lee. That is good news. Give Jerry Lee some likes and loves, guys. Make sure that you give her some likes and loves. And Jerry Lee, make sure you're doing some breathing and meditation work. Okay, cool. So the last share that I have, and I'll be paying attention to your guys' shares and wins too. Keep sharing them, guys. Keep sharing the wins. It's exciting to celebrate together. And I love this concept. It's very simple. You come on to this live video feed. You share your wins. We celebrate you. I share my wins. We all celebrate together. And then I share a little bit of content in this week's episode should you share your goals or not? And then we're going to talk about goal enthusiasm dilution. So the last share I'm going to offer to you is I have a real estate client, and part of what I do is I work with leadership teams within organizations to help them get more production, more efficiency, and basically more output of energy from their employees so that they can reach their targets and goals. And one of my clients here in Erin J. Simons, okay, we have a celebration. Erin J. Simons says she has a new bars client she's about to meet. Right on, sister. Congratulations on the new client. That's what I'm talking about. Give Erin some likes and loves, guys. Come on, give it to her. Give it to her now. Come on now, give it to her. Right there, boom, 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 bang, pow. Boom, bang, pow, give it to her. Boom, bang, pow, boom, bang, pow. That's what I'm talking about. Congratulations, Erin. So my real estate client that I have, I've been working with them for a little over 3.5 months now. And every single month I go in and I do a training on a different topic. And this month is all about, because they're real estate agents, and if you're an entrepreneur, you are in sales. You are a salesperson if you're an entrepreneur, and if you haven't come to grips with that, you better come to grips with it, and you better get aligned internally with what it means to be a salesperson for you. So what we worked on and what we talked about is this statistic that says that 80% of all sales happen between the 5th and the 12th contact. And so the training was built all around that. And so the name of the game is if you got clients that you're approaching, that you're wanting to move conversations forward and deals forward, you got to remember that most salespeople give up after 2 or 3 contacts. And most people give up after 2 or 3 contacts. The majority, 80% of sales happen between the 5th and the 12th contact. So what we did was we brainstormed a list of 20 different ways that those agents could add value while they touched those potential clients, could add value to them through different ways, and also make sure that they're contacting them. So in the old days, it was really just all about like sales techniques, but we're beyond that. It's all about relationship these days. So whatever business you're in, you're also in the relationship business, and building relationships is going to be essential to your business growth. And so we brainstormed 20 different ways that they could reach out to potential clients without feeling salesy or pushy. Because remember, as business folks, as business people, as entrepreneurs, our jobs is to solve the biggest problems of the target clients that we're working with. And a lot of times, our target clients, they don't even know what their biggest problems are. And so if we can come at them from a consultative standpoint and say, hey, here's some information based on some of the questions that you have that helps bridge the gap from where they are to them saying yes and working with them. So we brainstormed a bunch of different research articles that we can send them, a bunch of different statistics about the housing markets that we can send them. So now they're approaching their potential clients from a place of, hey, here's some valuable information that helps ease some of your tension or helps ease some of your hesitation or your objectives in moving forward. And it's not about selling. You say, hey, listen, I know you said you had some issues or challenges around maybe the school, this level of schooling in your particular area that you're looking to move. Here's an article that shows that the school districts are 8, 9, 10, and above, as an example. So it was an amazing session. We had a real heart-to-heart. And I mean, now with that ammunition, they're going to go out and they're going to contact more people. As a result of it, they're going to make more sales, grow the organization. And I sort of looked like a hero as a result of it, but it was all a team effort. So Rocio, we have a celebration. Rocio, get your like button out. Guys, get your like finger out. Boink, 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 boink. Get your like finger out. Boink, 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 boink. Okay, Rocio says she's being in the hospital with her aunt, and she is being very sick for 11 days. Ouch. And celebration is that she's grateful for the gift of her life. That's awesome, Rocio. That's awesome. Give her some loves, guys. Boink, 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 boink. Give her some loves. You know, sometimes it takes somebody being ill for us to recognize how valuable our life is. And I'm not saying that's happening with Rocio, but she's using that as an opportunity to be grateful and not an opportunity to be sad or to be upset. Rocio, another, get your like button out, guys. Boink, 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 boink. Rocio has another celebration. Even though she's spending a lot of time in the hospital, she's been doing a lot of walks, and she's been receiving. That's awesome. Right on, Rocio. Congratulations, sister. You keep on the celebrations. Stack the wins, guys. It's all about stacking the wins and unstacking the losses. But you never really lose. You never really lose. A lot of times things go your way, a lot of times things don't go your way, but if you're focused on the things not going your way, then you're going to end up slowing yourself down and even stopping. All great entrepreneurs successful. If you want to be successful, you just have to be willing to know where you're going and not stop no matter what. I mean, that's the name of the game, is to never give up. I mean, over the last 7.5 years that I've been growing my business, I cannot count on my fingers and toes how many times I thought about giving up. I thought about going and getting a job. Like, it's happened so many times because it's not a journey for the faint of heart. Being an entrepreneur, growing a business, doing something that you love, that you're passionate about, is not something for everybody. That's why not everybody does it. Most people are sitting back kind of watching from the sidelines and kind of observing and viewing, but a very small percentage of the population jumps in and plays the game. And those who decide to play the game are in for quite the adventure, because it can be super challenging, but beyond that, the most rewarding thing I've ever done in my life besides having a child. So never give up. That's it, Rocio. Get your like and love buttons out, guys. Boing, 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 like that. Boing, 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 boing. Make that noise with me. Go ahead. Make that noise with me. Boing, 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 boing. Go ahead. I can hear you. Boing, 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 boing. Okay, guys. So I shared my 5 wins with you. I hope you'll keep sharing yours as we go through this content. And I wanted to share a couple of things with you. So today's episode, along with sharing our celebrations and wins, is all about, should you share your goals and your dreams publicly? Hard work is paying off. Thank you, Jerry Lee. I appreciate the love, and sister. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So should you share your goals publicly, or should you just hold them kind of as your own secret? Should you hold them inside and just go out and create them? Well, it depends on a couple of things. And the first thing, so get in here, guys. Get in here. I'm going to share the first important factor as it relates to, should you share your dreams and goals publicly. So I'll start off with a story. When I was first starting in my personal development career, if you will, about 11 years ago or so, I was in the corporate world and I was managing a team of salespeople in the technology industry. And I loved teaching and training and coaching and developing people, but I hated having a boss. And I don't know, maybe you can relate with me, but I hated having a boss. And I especially hated having asshole bosses that I didn't even like, that tried to be, very militant with me. It's like my way or the highway. It's like, no, that doesn't work with me. And so anyway, that didn't work out. I got really depressed. And then that's when I got into the personal development industry, started reading a book called Unlimited Power by Anthony Robbins. Now, if you haven't read that book, I highly recommend it. Unlimited Power by Anthony Robbins. Anthony Robbins has been my #1 mentor over the last 11 or 12 years by far. And the results speak for himself when you look into everything that he's created, the events he creates, by far the greatest, most powerful change agent I've ever personally experienced. And so I read that book and I got all inspired, and I gave my 2-week notice to the company that I was at. And in those 2 weeks, I wasn't teaching, what I was supposed to be teaching my sales reps, which was the new technology stuff that was coming out that I was supposed to be training them on. And I was supposed to be teaching them and training them on sales techniques. And so we got a quick celebration, guys. Tara Tagliente says she's grateful for everyone she's working with currently, both teammates and clients, extraordinary people. Awesome, Tara. Congratulations. Give her the like and love, guys. Come on, get it to her. Boing, 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 boing. And so one thing that a quote along the way that really relates to that, Tara, that I heard is that what you appreciate appreciates. So if you want more of something in your life, just simply look to what you already have and begin to be grateful for it. And there's a difference that I guess I'll share with you real quick here. There's a difference between being grateful out of being needy. Like, oh, I'm so grateful, but kind of behind the scenes, your brain is going, I'm so grateful because I need more money. Or I'm so grateful because I need more clients. Or I'm so grateful because I need to pay the rent. Or I'm so grateful, and you can't trick, energetically, you can't trick the universe. You can't trick energy. And so gratitude is felt in the body. You experience it in the body. It's not something you do with your mind. Like, you can think I'm grateful, but when you move it and you transfer it into your body and you really feel it with your heart, where there's just this depth of peace that comes with your gratitude, with no underlying patterns of like, I'm grateful but I need something, then what happens is you open the floodgates to receive so much. And so what I used to do is, when I first started my business, I went bankrupt. I moved into an apartment that had bed bugs. I got rid of all of my belongings. And I had to move in with my brother in his spare bedroom in his 2-bedroom apartment for about 9 months while I rebuilt my life and rebuilt my business. But during that 9 months, I would go every morning on these gratitude walks, and every step I took, I would just say, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, Susan, thanks for joining us. And I say, thank you. And I would just kind of tune my energy to that space of gratitude. And from that place, we can create so much. Not only do we create so much, but we receive so much too. So gratitude is the most receptive state of being that you can be in. But it's got to be heart gratitude. It can't be head gratitude. It's got to be heart. You got to get it in your body. One way to do that is a gratitude walk. So give me some likes if you like the gratitude walk idea, guys. And more than give me the likes, go out and practice it. Go out and practice it. So should you share your goals publicly? Should you share your goals publicly, or should you hold them inside and not tell anybody about them? Well, it depends on these two key factors that I'm going to share with you. All right. So the first one is, wait a minute, I wasn't done with my story. Oh yeah. Okay. So I was in that 2 weeks. I was supposed to be teaching. Right on, Rocio. Thanks for the love, sister. I was supposed to be teaching in these 2 weeks that I gave my 2-week notice. I was supposed to be teaching these sales techniques and the technology that was kind of being upgraded in our system, so our reps were equipped to handle conversations with potential clients. But in those 2 weeks, I wasn't teaching that stuff. I was teaching like what I was learning out of Tony Robbins' books. I was teaching what I was learning out of these other books that I was reading, Think and Grow Rich and Psycho-Cybernetics. And I was Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. So I was teaching my sales reps what I was learning in these books. And at times they would look at me like, what the hell are we learning here? You know what I'm saying? We got another celebration, folks. Jerry Lee George says, during her 3-day stay in the hospital, she was able to share my story several times and lift others' spirits. I consider that a win. Me too, Jerry Lee. Congratulations, guys. If you don't know Jerry Lee, get to know Jerry Lee. She's, as far as I know, a published author. She has a very powerful story, so make sure that you get to know Jerry Lee, friend request her, and connect. And guys, make sure you're connecting with each other too on this live show. And if you can't watch this live, well, if you can't watch this live, you probably aren't watching this. But if you want to watch it again, you'll be able to watch it on my YouTube channel, also on my iTunes channel that's coming soon, my iTunes podcast channel that's coming soon. Okay, anyway, so in these 2 weeks, I'm teaching the things that I'm learning out of these personal development books, right? And so some of my reps are like, man, what the hell kind of shit is going on in here, man? And so in those 2 weeks, I'm fired up, right? And on my last day, I give this heartfelt sort of exiting speech to my 12 sales reps in the room, and I start crying, and I start getting all emotional. And three of my reps come up to me and gave me a hug, and they said, George, you should be a motivational speaker. You should be a motivational speaker. You should be a motivational speaker. And the third time, boom, it popped for me. I heard it. There was something inside of me that said, okay, I'm going to be a motivational speaker. And one sort of lesson, if you will, that I want to offer you is that whispers from the universe, they're happening all the time. And if we're willing to listen, we can receive some very powerful messages from God or from the universe or from the Creator, whatever it is that you call it, and we can receive some very powerful messages if we're listening. And in a lot of cases, the universe, thank you, Susan, I appreciate it. Hey, Renee, thanks for joining us. In a lot of cases, the universe communicates to us through other people if we're willing to listen. So think about some of the people that you've come across in your life, some of the things that they said that was just the exact thing that you needed to hear in the moment. And maybe you're hearing something here on this live video feed that you needed to hear, that you needed some upliftment, or you needed an idea, or you needed some strategy, or you needed to hear a story or something. So anyway, the third person that said, George, you should be a motivational speaker. I heard it, it clicked, and I said, okay. And I was in the process during that time of reading a book called Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz, and he teaches you the power of visualization, how to use the power of visualization. So what I would do is, he calls it the theater of your mind. Like I would go into the theater of my mind, and I would literally imagine myself in front of I still do this to this day. I imagine myself in front of large audiences, and I hear the sounds of the crowd. I hear my voice imbuing the room. I feel my feet on the stage. I feel the suit and the clothes that I'm wearing. I feel the temperature, and I make it so real, and I see everything so real as if it's happening, because your brain doesn't know the difference between something that you vividly imagine in your mind and something that you're actually experiencing. So when you imagine and visualize consistently, your brain begins to think, oh, this is happening. brain, and as a result of it, it begins to look for the things that will help bring that goal or that vision to fruition. There's a part of your brain, and I talk about this all the time in my speeches, there's a part of your brain called the reticular activating system. This part of your brain is designed to keep an eye out for what you hold in your dominant focus. So anything that you consistently focus on is what you're going to get more of. And it's just like when you get a brand new car. Think about the last car that you got. You start doing the research on the car that you want to get, then you go to the dealership and you take a test drive on it, you're loving it, you're feeling it, you sign the papers, and off you go in your new car. You turn the radio up, you're excited, and all those months or weeks, whatever that you were doing research, you were programming that part of your brain, the reticular activating system, to keep an eye out for anything that you hold in your dominant focus. And so all of a sudden, when you're focusing on your goal consistently, your dream, your vision consistently, your brain begins to keep an eye out for whatever it is that's going to help you move toward that goal, whether it's a book, whether it's a coach or a seminar or a workshop or a program or an idea or a conversation, whatever it is. Your brain is that powerful. And if you're willing, the book is called Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. I highly recommend it. My favorite visualization book. And if you learn to implement the power of visualization, you can surprise yourself in how quickly your goals can be achieved. So anyway, the third person, I got to share these two things. The third person that said, George, you should be a motivational speaker. I started visualizing myself every day, 5 minutes a day. Within 3.5 years was when I started my speaking, training, and coaching business. That was 7.5 years ago, and over the last 7.5 years, I've just been growing it and expanding it ever since. And so there's power in the mind, friends, and you got to control your mind. You can't let your mind control you. So you've got to utilize the power of your mind to create what you want. All right, so the question that we're exploring is, should you share your goals publicly or should you hold them in? And it depends on these two factors. All right, are you ready? So here's the first one, guys. The first one is, and it's in the form of a question. Do you need validation and accept? So this is all about, do you share your goals? All right, and I want to start seeing some of your comments. Celeste O'Brien, what's up, homegirl? We're sharing celebrations. By the way, guys, you got to get to know Celeste. She's a published author, for one. She's an amazing mother. She's built $1 million company in a very short period of time. She's going to be a guest speaker at my Greatest Year of Your Life event in Denver, Colorado, January 13th to the 15th. You got to get to know Celeste. So Celeste, we're sharing wins, we're sharing celebrations, and right now we're actually sharing the first factor in whether you should share your goals or not. So what I would love to hear from you guys in the comments below is share. What do you think? Do you share your goals publicly? And recently I put out a post on Facebook asking people, hey, do you share your goals or do you not? What does it depend on? And so it was a great thread, it was a great conversation, and you can read that thread somewhere below. But the first important factor in whether you share your goals or not comes in the form of a question. And the question is, do you need validation and acceptance from others for you to believe that your goal is a good idea or even possible? Take a drink of water on that one. Question is, do you need validation and acceptance from others for you to believe that your goal or your dream or your vision is a good idea or even possible? So after I got this dream of becoming a motivational speaker, I was hanging around these guys that I had known for a while, and every weekend we'd go out and we'd tie one on and we'd party, we'd have a few drinks, and I remember I had been studying personal development for a few months at that point, and I already had the dream of becoming a motivational speaker. And so Celine says, no. Can you elaborate on that, Celine? Elaborate on that. And so I remember, we were out dancing and drinking and having a good time. We come back home to my condo that I owned at the time, and, we're having a conversation. Sometimes you have a few drinks and you get really philosophical. So we were talking about possibilities, which we rarely talked about as a group, because the group of folks that I was with at the time, they weren't really into professional or personal development. And so we were talking about possibilities. I was like, ooh, I like this conversation, And so I remember I got the inspiration to finally share my goal that I was going to become a motivational speaker. I said, hey guys, guess what? I got something I want to tell you. I was probably slurring a little bit, like, hey guys, I got something I want to tell you. I'm going to be a motivational speaker. I probably didn't say it like that, but I said, I'm going to be a motivational speaker. I told these guys. And in my mind, the story that I had playing was that they were chest bumps and they were going to really have my back on this. But the minute I said it, they just kind of looked at me and then laughed. And after that, they started judging me and making me wrong for wanting to become a motivational speaker. And it really hurt. It really hurt. It hurt because I was looking for validation. So Jerry Lee George says, no, it's nice to get validation, but believe in your ideas. Nope, don't need approval. That's awesome. And if there's a difference between knowing we don't need approval cognitively and in our body. How you know you don't need approval when it comes to sharing your goals is you can share it with anybody, and no matter what they say, positive or negative, it doesn't have an impact in the way that you feel because you're so aligned with your vision, you're so aligned with your goal. But if you need validation, if you need approval from others in order to go get your goal, so let me ask you a question, guys. Who are you still waiting for approval on for you to go after your dreams? Let that noodle twist for a while. Bubble bursters are the worst. I agree with you. So as I was, kind of feeling hurt after I shared my dream and after I got knocked down, I remember thinking, I got to find some new friends. And that's when I started going to Abraham Hicks conferences. So my first Abraham Hicks conference was, when was it? 2007 or 2006, something like that. I started meeting these people who were just like, beams of light and shit. People were just like floating, their auras were like all purple and blue and had this, pinkish hue to them. I'm like, man, who the hell are these people? And so I started really getting connected to those kinds of folks, finding them on social media when I finally joined social media in 2005 and started building relationships. I started going to a bunch of Abraham Hicks conferences. And if you've been, give me a like or love if you've ever studied Abraham Hicks. Tara says, as far as approval goes, she'd like to say no, that she doesn't need any validation, but when people dismiss or diss her dreams, it does get under her skin. How do you move beyond that? And there's something else there, Tara, but I can't see it. And so Abraham Hicks, and I started going to Tony Robbins events, and I started going, getting NLP certified, going to these certification courses, hypnosis, psych group around me, a whole new group of people around me, because if I thought to myself, if I'm ever going to share my goals again, I need somebody who's going to lift me up. I need somebody who's going to support me. And I need a group of folks around me who will support me. Jason says the only validation you need is from within. I couldn't agree with you more, my friend. And so if you do have a tendency of other people's opinions or dissing your dreams getting under your skin, maybe there's certain things that you don't share. Because there's something that I call goal enthusiasm dilution. It's called GED. Yeah, meeting kindred spirits, absolutely. Along the way, I remember flying to San Diego and having a meeting with John Assaraf and his team, and he had a business at the time called One Coach, and I was exploring buying that business model. And I just started surrounding myself with people who were just crushing it, and it made such a huge difference in my life because we will gravitate to the average level of thinking of the peer group around us. And so if we're, surrounded by people who just think, in average terms, like we're going to think in mediocre terms. But if we surround ourselves with people who are better than us consistently, we're going to get better. A great example of this was growing up. Aaron says, I only share my goals with people I know who will be excited for me. And that's awesome. It's good you know yourself that well to say, you know what, even if you share it on social media, if you share your goals and dreams on social media, and you expect to get everybody and I see this all the time with the coaches and change agents that I work with. They'll get this business idea and then they'll go out and they'll share it and they don't get any likes, they don't get any comments, they don't get anything, and it totally deflates them. And that's what I call the goal enthusiasm dilution process. So it's called the GED. And what happens is you share your goal with the world. You tell everybody that I'm coming out and I'm going to take the world by storm. I'm going to turn this world upside down and inside out. I'm about to tell everybody what I'm all about. And what happens is we don't get any love. We don't get any likes. We don't get any feedback. We don't get any comments. We get crickets. And because of that, because we were looking for that external validation, because we were looking for that external approval, what tends to happen is their goal enthusiasm becomes diluted. And they don't have the same enthusiasm they had when they first started. So for those people, if you are somebody where sharing your goals and dreams, somebody's opinion or disses you about it gets under your skin, I recommend that you don't share it. And you, like Erin, you find people who are going to be excited with you. Celeste says, I like the F it. I'm just doing it. I love that too. One thing that I teach at my 3-day event called The Greatest Year of Your Life, we do this fun process on day 3, and if you go to that event, you'll experience it. But it's really fun, and it's a very powerful process because we tend to get, and thanks for bringing this up, Celeste, because we tend to, like, once we have an action, hey Sarah, what's going on, homegirl? Once we get this idea, this inspiration, I call it drops of inspiration, when we get this drop of inspiration from the universe, our mind kicks in, and it's like, well, wait a minute, what are people going to think? Well, what if I fail? Well, what are other people going to say? You know, what if I look foolish? And our mind gets in the way. And the fastest hack to cut through that, pardon my language, is fuck it. I'm just doing it. And then you just take action. You don't think anything through. You just say, fuck it, I'm doing it. And you step up and you take action. So you just got to hack through that mind and be willing to step forward and move forward powerfully. So pardon my language if you got offended by that. That's sort of like an internal pattern that maybe you want to work on. Thanks, guys, for all the love, and I appreciate it. And if you're just joining us, we're sharing celebrations, we're sharing wins, and I'm sharing a couple of key factors as it relates to whether you should share your goals or not. All right? So the first one was, do you need validation and acceptance from others for you to believe that your goal is a good idea or even possible? And if you do need external validation, I highly recommend you do not share your goal publicly. You find people who are going to be excited for you, just like Erin said. And find people who are going to have your back, find people who are going to support you, all right? And, you know, sharing it on social media, one of the fastest ways to dilute your enthusiasm is to share your goal on social media, especially if you need that external validation or that external approval. Celine says, yes. Duh. Okay, right on, guys. Give me some likes and love if you like some of this content. And then number 2, guys, the second factor that I wanted to talk to you about, which is kind of what we were talking about here, is your current peer group. Think about the people that you hang around with consistently. Think about the people that you hang around with consistently. Are they in growth mode or are they in stagnation? Are they in growth mode or are they in stagnation? Now, if they're in growth mode, feel free to share your dream because they're probably a growth junkie or a goal junkie or somebody who enjoys personal development like you, and they probably will support you. But you do have to pay attention to those who say they're supporting you, but underlying the surface, they're sort of secret haters, if you will. Motors or drags. I love it. I'm not sure what that means, Aaron, motors or drags. So the next piece is, the second piece to this is your current peer group, the people you hang around with. And I love the definition of what is a peer group. Somebody just got mad at me. I saw it. So is your current peer group in growth mode, or are they in stagnation mode? Are they in complain mode? Are they in bitch mode? Are they in blame mode? Hey, Sarah, thanks, homegirl. I appreciate it. I hope you're doing well. It's been a long time. Guys, if you don't know Sarah, you got to get to know Sarah. Amazing healer, amazing change agent. Get to know Sarah. So the second piece is your current peer group. And one of my, Jerry Lee George says, most of them are stagnant, but I've been building new relationships. That's the key. Think about it this way, guys. For a long time, I was actually choosing relationships around me that, in a way that I could feel better than them, because I'm in personal growth. You're not in personal development. I'm in personal development. I'm better than you. I'm better than you. I'm more superior and significant than you. I win. And the thing is that if we don't surround ourselves with people who are better than us, we're not going to get better as fast as we'd like. When I was growing up, the reason why I got so far in almost playing pro football was that when I was growing up, I played with people who were older than me. I had lived in a neighborhood where the kids were 4, 5 years older than me, 3, 4, 5 years older than me. So when we'd go out and play football, man, I had to step up my game. So I had a really early lesson in childhood that said, hey, when you get around people that are better than you in anything, you're going to get a hell of a lot better very fast. So you want in your peer group. So peer group, motors. Aaron says motors, people who are moving forward, drags, people who are stagnant. Yep, exactly. That's a good way to put it. And so, let's see here. Is your peer group? Oh, one of my favorite definitions of what a peer group is, Tony Robbins taught me this definition a long time ago. And he said, your peer group are the people around you in which you care what they think about you. Like you invest energy and feelings in how they think about you. And so what he says with your family is, he says you can love your family. Let me see, Celine, I think this is Santa Johansson. Sorry, hey from Stockholm, cool, we're international. This is an international show. Officially, SuccessFull is an international show. Thank you for making that international, Santa. Actually, Kelly, you made it international because you're in Tijuana right now. So your peer group are the people you have around you in which you care about what they think about you. Think about that for a moment. Really powerful definition. So if there are people around you and you care about what they think about you and you share a big goal and they knock it down, then you want to pay attention because maybe it's time to get a new peer group. So the second piece to that is that if the people around you, if they claim to support you, you got to pay attention to the underlying stuff because sometimes they're secret haters. So they'll support you to your face but talk shit behind your back. And so you got to figure out who those people are, and you got to cut the fat in your life and surround yourself with the people who are genuinely supporting you. And it's typically those people who are on a very similar journey as you, not just a spiritual growth pattern or not just a business growth journey. You got to find somebody who's very similar like you in terms of the hunger or whatever it is that you're looking for. You got to find folks who are just willing to lift you up and see the best in you all want to surround yourself with. Oh yeah, Jason, Australia. I forgot. SuccessFull is an international show. All right. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Malcolm Gladwell, Tipping Point. It's a great book. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on everything that we've talked about as we wrap up here. Let me see what time it is. What time is it up in here, guys? Somebody give me the time. I can't see the time. Okay. Oh, we're almost an hour in, so we're going to wrap up here in just a couple of minutes. But thank you guys for joining us on episode number 2 of SuccessFull. I hope you enjoy it. And remember, join me every single week, except for next week, actually, because my parents are coming into town and I'm going to be entertaining them. So we won't be going next week. But pretty much every single Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, join me right here on my Facebook page. And if you can't make it live, then it'll be on my YouTube channel and you can rewatch the recording. And then eventually, as soon as I get my iTunes show up and running, you'll be able to watch my iTunes show. But in the meantime, guys, as it relates to sharing your goals, you got to pay attention. If you need approval from other people, you best keep it to yourself and keep it quiet. So for me personally, there are certain things that I don't share with anybody. Certain dreams, certain visions, certain goals that I don't share with anybody. It's just the process that I've developed for myself. And I understand the power of goal enthusiasm dilution. Too many times have I gone out. Jason says, that's so very true, mate. My mother always said that you are who you hang out with. Thanks for the breakfast talk, brother. Jason, you're in the future. I think you're having breakfast tomorrow right now. Awesome, man. Awesome. Thanks for joining me, man. I hope you'll continue to join us. Thank you, Jerry Lee. I appreciate it. Tell all your friends, guys, join us 2 p.m. Pacific time every Friday, and let's celebrate each other. I was sharing, there have been too many times where I've shared a goal with somebody. And even though they said, oh, that's cool, I was looking for the validation from them. And as a result of it, the enthusiasm for the goal diminished. So there are certain things that I'm comfortable sharing. There's certain goals that I'm absolutely comfortable sharing, and there's certain things that there's no need to share it. Sometimes, this is kind of a hidden one. This is a bonus. Can I give you a bonus right now? So the bonus is, in these last couple minutes, is sometimes we share a goal to boost our ego. We share a goal just to say, hey, I have a goal, which means, hey, I'm important. And when we share from that egoic place, we still create a goal enthusiasm delusion. And so you got to just ask yourself, if you're getting ready to share a goal, or if you have a big vision in your mind and you want to share it, just ask yourself, for what purpose do I want to share this right now? For what purpose do I want to share this grandiose vision of mine? You know? And I've always been a big fan of those people who are just out doing it and teaching it at the same time versus all the people who say, hey, I'm waiting, I'm planning to get ready. You know, I'm planning to plan. I'm waiting to get ready. I'm thinking about it. I'm still putting all moving parts together, you know, and I've just been a big fan of like the Gary Vaynerchuks, you know. I've been a big fan of, you know, the Tony Robbins, who like not only are they teaching what they're teaching, but they're walking the talk. And so we got to pay attention to those folks as well. And you become one of those people where you're not just spouting out goals or spouting out dreams all the time, but you're actually stepping into them day in and day out. You know, I shared this quote the other day. It's like, you know, it's 2 a.m. on my journey to becoming an overnight success. I'll see you in the morning. And it's kind of one of those things is as I look at all the people who have ever become massively successful on our planet, what we tend to see is the tip of the iceberg. We see them blowing up, but we don't see all those years behind the blow up of the success, the failures, you know, the trials, the tribulations, the things that happened to them that built them into this particular explosion. We see the explosion and we assume, man, they're an overnight success. You know, I love what Seth Godin says. He's like, I'm an 8-year overnight success. You know, so wherever you are on your journey, guys, wherever you are on your journey, you never arrive. You never get to the place that you might think you need to get to in order to be successful. The name of the game is to feel successful along the journey. That's how you become truly successful, is you feel successful, you feel happy, you feel joyful, you feel fulfilled along the way. And when that happens, it doesn't matter where you're going because you're happy, you're fulfilled, you're successful, you've already won the game. So go out and play your game the way you play it and play it like you've already won. All right, guys, see you next time, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, every single Friday, except for next Friday. Thank you for being a part of it. Karina, I'm sorry you missed it. You'll be able to see the replay here pretty soon. Thanks, guys. Give me some last likes and loves here. See you guys. Take care.